here, say hello. Let me know if I'm in the frame. My head's not chopped off. Okay, let me get set up here. Make sure I can see you all in the chat. All right, let's see. We have Laura and Lori and Teresa and Shirley and Linda. Hello, friends. How's everyone doing? Hello, Cara. Welcome, welcome. And we are going to do some different bows like we talked about last week. I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter holiday and that you're doing good and starting to get some nice weather. Yes, Debbie, you're on time and you're on the right channel. Oh, hi, Allie and Laura and Phyllis, Kristen, Nancy. Hello, Patty, Tracy. Hello, everyone. Well, we talked about last week that we were going to, a lot of you wanted to do some different, just some bows today. So I thought we are going to make some bows. And hey, Shannon and Connie and Lily and Roberta. Hello, friends. Hi, Dawn. Welcome. Thanks for popping in. Glad to have you. Normally, I do a wreath every week live, but everybody wanted, we talked last live and they were excited to, I suggested maybe we could do some bows and everybody was on board with that. So we're just going to do a few bows together, some different styles. A lot of these I have tutorials on my YouTube channel that you can refer back to. And you can always refer back to this live if you're feeling a little bow challenged and you need a little inspiration. I'm going to show you a couple of my go-to bows. Hello, Donna. Did everybody have a good Easter? Got my coffee. I'm good, Donna. Thanks for asking. Yes, I'm good today. Yesterday I wasn't feeling so hot. I've been I don't know, I guess just feeling extremely run down and we have been, I think I told you, I've been doing tons of yard work. I'm out there weed eating 2 acres and I am so tired. And then tax season, of course, I'm last minute. So that just was making my head spin. And I don't know, I've just been really tired. So today I'm feeling good and I'm happy to be here with you all. And yes, I did. I had a wonderful Easter with the family and yes, and so now it's time to get back to business cuz I did not release a tutorial last week due to the fact that I was completely run down and with Easter I figured, you know what? We're just not going to we're going to have a week off. So I had a reset and now I finally got back in the studio yesterday to work on a tutorial that I've been wanting to do. And I had a lot of kinks to iron out. So I think I have it down and now I'll bring that to you this Sunday, which I'm really excited about. And I am just dying to hear, Lori, how was your visit? Did you end up You went to the Unique in the Creek warehouse, didn't you? Or is that coming up? I've been dying to hear about that. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Oh, Debbie, you figured it out. Woo! Thank you for the 100 jewels. I know you were asking a couple lives ago. You're like, I don't know. Does this mean I'm sending $200 or I don't know how this works. So thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. And Turbo is like, what the heck is going on? I took him for a walk today. It's usually we're not humid here in California. Today was overcast. I didn't realize it was as humid as it was until we went out on our walk, and we literally went about a tiny little bit, and he stopped and he wouldn't walk anymore. He wanted to turn around, and I said, Turbo, come on. Still not realizing it was probably the humidity that was getting to him. And then he walked a little bit more and he stopped and he didn't want to go. And I had to tug him. I said, "Let's go, lazy bones. You need your walk." So he managed, and it started getting a little bit more humid, and he was dying. Connie, thank you, friend. Woo! We have a gold coin for 10 jewels. I appreciate that so much, friends. Okay, so let's get started on. Oh, first I wanted to show you a little hack that I learned from one of my followers a while back. And let me tell you, this is an awesome hack. So, a crimping iron. Oh my gosh, I didn't never even thought about this. And they said, sorry friends, I forgot to put my sorry friends, I forgot to put my silence my notifications. So if that happens again from all the spammers, just hang in there. It's going to freeze and then it'll come back. It hasn't done that in a while, but here we are. I've been getting all those spam calls again. Shannon, I started the bell a couple lives ago, and I just think it's fun. And yeah, so we're having a good time with the bell until I get some other little something that makes a fun little sound effect. The bell it is. So anyway, a follower has suggested well, I guess it's not called a crimping iron. You could tell I grew up in the 70s and 80s where we used to crimp our hair. A flat iron, I guess, is the new age way to call this little thing. And if you're like me, I don't throw anything out. All my ribbon scraps, everything, I keep in a basket, and then they go into a big tub next door. And of course, they're all going to be wrinkled and all messed up. So, this is a wonderful little tool. I'm going to bring out some of that ribbon that we used last time. And look at this messy old ribbon here. And you just take your little crimping iron, or your, sorry, I keep calling it a crimping iron. And look at this. Look at how great this straightens your ribbon out. Is it still on? Oh, I think it turned off on me. Sorry. I got to let it heat up again. It turned off on me. So I'm going to, so anyway, you get the picture, but I want that to heat up because I need it to iron out some of these scraps that we're going to be using today. And yeah, Betty, I don't want to exit out and return to the live because it gets too confusing that way. So I just, when it first happened, that's what I did, and now I've learned it. Just hang in there. It comes back. It's a lot easier than starting another live. And let's see, we have let's see. Sorry if I missed anything. You found out that they weren't open that Saturday, so you're going. I'm going not to next Friday. Okay. Oh, because she's getting more new wreath kits, signs. All right, you're gonna get lots of goodies, Lori. Phyllis, can you hear me now? Because sometimes that happens too when it freezes and it comes back. It takes a minute for my voice to come back. Can everybody hear me right now? Just let me know if you all can hear me. Phyllis? Okay, great. So yeah, just keep in mind, I'm sorry that happens. It's not my internet. I figured out it's when those spam callers call. That's what happens. And okay, great. So just hang in there. I didn't have, when that last one did it, I did not have my notifications off. So now I do. So hopefully that won't happen again. But if it does, just hang in there and I'll be back, and hopefully it won't freeze me on a ugly part where I'm making some weird face. Okay, so we're going to make some bows and some different bows. I want this to heat up so I can show you how cool the flat iron is with this ribbon. I mean, I could not believe what a brilliant hack this was. I mean, it's still heating up, but what a great way to iron out your ribbon, get all that ribbon all nice again. You still can't hear me? Allie, Debbie, you guys can hear me? Deborah, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Um, Hold on. Let me see if other people can hear me. Laura can hear me. You have sound. I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, if the ones that might not be able to hear me, if you just exit, you can exit this live and then go back to my YouTube channel and go under the live tab and then just hit this live and I'll be there. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you and look at how neat, what a great hack this flat iron is. A great way to bring that ribbon back to life, because I told you I've been going through all my crafting supplies next door and I have a huge tub of ribbon scraps. And this is a great way. You can use those scraps for like a ribbon wreath. I have a lot of tutorials for the ribbon wreaths. And it's a great way just to reuse all those scraps and not have to pull out your ironing board. Okay, so I want to iron this because we're going to be using this. Yeah, a follower had shared that with me. I never would have thought of this. And I was going to donate this because I don't ever use a flat iron. And I was like, nope, I'm hanging on to this. So let me just get this nice and ironed out. Hi, Lady Rivers. Welcome, friend. How you doing? You have your coffee today or your Mountain Dew? I mean, this is very soothing too. Okay, anyway. I could do this all day. This is very relaxing. Let's see. Debbie says you bought a heat gun because someone said you could dry things quicker and you melted the ribbon and the pipe cleaners. Oh wow. Yeah, I've seen them use those heat guns on like I guess to dry like your Mod Podge and things like that, but I've never used one. Oh my gosh, that gets super hot. You got your coffee brewing, Lady Rivers? All right. Okay. And you got your glass of wine, Denise? Yes. Cheers, friend. Cheers. Do you like red or white? I love a Cabernet. That's my favorite wine. Oh, it's good to have you, Sally. I'm so happy that you all can join me today. And it just feels good to be back in the studio. Like I said, I wasn't feeling good and I've been so run down with everything we've been trying to do outside and trying to organize that crafting space. And I had to walk away from that for a few days because it just got quite overwhelming. So we'll get there. We're getting there. We're making progress, but it's a lot. So okay, I'm gonna just put this. I'm gonna try to find a spot for this because in case I want to use it again. There we go. Okay. So we're going. I know I've never done the decoupage, but I really want to do that. I've watched people do that and I just think it looks so cool. See, I already ironed this one out. Okay, so let me think of I got some different ribbon options over here and make sure I'm in the frame. And I have my Easy Bows Design Pros. This is my go-to bow maker. And always have this linked in my Amazon store. I forgot to link it in the live today, but when I go back and I'll link everything. How much doubles did I find? You mean next door? Doubles of what, Betty? Because I found a lot of goodies next door, and I realized that I have no business buying anything for a long, not another wreath frame. I have so many wreath frames and oh my goodness, signs. I mean, there are some seasons where I don't really have that much, but I really need to I really need to start using what I have, especially after doing taxes. I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah. Okay. So let's start with, I'm just trying to look at all my goodies. We'll do a couple different ones of the same technique in different styles just so you can see. Okay. Hey, Lady Rivers. Welcome, welcome. We'll see you when you get back. Could you use a handheld steamers? You know, you probably could, Linda. I've never tried it on ribbon. I mostly use that to like fluff out flowers that have been sitting in storage. But I haven't really tried that on ribbon, but I would imagine it would work. It would probably just be a little awkward trying to hold the ribbon and do it, but I'm sure it would work just fine. And okay. So let's start with okay, we're gonna start with one of my ones that I love. Okay, we're gonna do different bow tutorials, but this first one is a stacked ribbon bow, and this is one of my favorites. This is the one that got me excited with bow making, which really helped me because I couldn't make a bow to save the life of me. And this one was one of those like breakthrough bow moments, and it's a great go-to. I don't know what it's called, but I call it a stacked ribbon bow. Okay. So this one you can use with combinations of 2.5. You can use all 2.5. You can combine it with 1.5. You can do any size ribbons you want with this. Okay. So we're going to mix it up with some 2.5 and some 1.5. And you can even stack the 5/8, 7/8, whatever. You could stack as many ribbons as you want. That's what's so great about this book. All right. So, y- uh, Connie, I am still trying to get caught up with all of my messages from not feeling good. So I did see a couple reads that you made that were super fun. If that's what you're talking about the reset. Um, but I could have missed it too. I need to go back. Like I said, I've gotten behind on all that kind of stuff, and I need to have a reset and get caught up with everything. Okay. And yes, somebody was asking about the community. Yes, Elena, I have a community page, and it's on the YouTube channel, and you're able to share things. You can share pictures now of wreaths that you've made, and you can put messages and connect with other followers and get inspired from other people that share in the community. So yes, it is open now, and I love the community that we're building. I love how everyone's sharing in there, and other followers are commenting on everyone's designs, and it just makes me feel so happy when I see all that sharing and sense of community, because that's what we're building. We're building a community here, and I love that. I love that so much, and that is why I'm going live so we can all connect and build this community together. Okay. So for this one, it's you don't have to measure, you don't have to do all that stuff. Okay. It's such a simple bow. So I have my Bodabra cord underneath. You don't need to use the Bodabra cord. I like to use it because I like to use my fluffing box and it wraps around the nail super easy. Um, but you could just use a pipe cleaner and a zip tie for your thing. So we're going to start with 2.5 inch ribbons, and it doesn't matter. We don't need to measure the tail and do all that. Can everybody see the bow maker? Okay. And I'm left-handed, so I have it like kind of backwards from what maybe how somebody else would use it. And so we're just going to start with the tail, and we're going to pinch our ribbon. Ooh, I like this ribbon. I got this actually from Hobby Lobby, and it's really nice. So we're going to do the 180 twist before we place it in our bow maker. And then we're going to make a loop. And I'll just tell you for the sake of this tutorial what size loops. We're going to start with a 6-inch loop, okay? And we're going to finish with the tail. Yes, Shannon, my crafting sister. I love that. And where are my scissors? I have like 20 pairs of scissors and I can't find one pair. Oh my goodness. And I might miss some comments and I will go back and try to answer any questions. And let's see. Da, da. Just don't want to miss because sometimes it starts getting too deep. Yeah, we'll definitely check, Connie. We're definitely going to check that community page tonight. And Linda, you find it on my YouTube channel. You go under, there's like, I don't know what it looks like on your end. On my end, it says community, and then I hit the community, but it might be under posts. Do you all know if you have to go under posts first and then go to the community? Because yeah, mine's under the post and then it says community. And then I'll hit the community, and then when I make a post, it goes out to the community. And hi Vanessa. We are, Shannon. We are. Me and Shannon were separated at birth. She went to the East Coast. I got sent to the West Coast. Yeah. Okay, so and we can dovetail them now, or we can just do that. Let's do it later because we're going to be trimming down a lot of things. Or you can at this point, if you want to dovetail, you can. So let's just, for the sake of this bow tutorial, I feel like I'm out of frame here. Let's just dovetail as we go. And then we can always trim these later. Okay, so we made one loop, 6 inches on one side. Easy breezy, right? Thank you, Betty. You are so tech savvy. I love it so much. I love it. Yes, I finally got my iPad working. I know the first live, I couldn't figure out how to read comments. I had a lot of kinks to iron out when I first started going live. Hi, Patricia. Okay, so we have the one. We did a 6-inch loop. We placed our tail. We did the 180 twist, 6-inch loop. So both of our tails are facing the on the pretty side. So since we have the loop on the right and the tails on the end, the next one we want to do the opposite. So what I always think about is let me iron this one out a little bit more. I always start the tail on the side that the loop is at for the next one. I used this ribbon for a tutorial that I took apart that I didn't like, and I really like this ribbon and I want to use it. That one had me. I worked on that thing and just something wasn't right. What something wasn't sitting right with it, and I was so happy a follower had given me her honest opinion and told me exactly what my gut was feeling. It just wasn't working with what I had, the ribbons and stuff. And so, yeah, I took it apart and did another one. So I have the loop here, and now I'm going to start the tail on the other side. And I'm doing my 180 twist. Let me start it this way. Sometimes it's easier just to do that twist before you put it in. And then now I'm going to do a 6-inch loop on the other side. Now, from this point on, you don't really have to measure your loops. I just start tapering smaller as I add the ribbon. So now we have the two tails over here, and we can go ahead and dovetail those or finish them up. Whoops, wrong way. How many of you do that? I do that all the time. I have to really think about it every time I every time I cut a dovetail, I have to think in my head. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Patty, okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that. All right. So it's like always, you're like, okay, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Oh, I am having my evening coffee, my iced coffee, my iced espresso. Yes, we have a lot of coffee drinkers here. Okay, so we did the 2.5 inch. So this is all we're doing. We're just stacking ribbons. That's all we're doing. I'm telling you, this is the easiest bow, and it always turns out so darn cute. So now we have the tails on my right. So the next one, I'm going to start with my tail on the left. And the same thing. We're just doing our 180 twist. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start tapering shorter than my previous loop. With every new bow or ribbon that we stack, I'm just going to go probably about, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's just say like a 1/2 inch. See how that's just a little bit shorter there? And the same thing. Then we just clip off our tails here. And I mean, you could keep stacking 20 different ribbons if you want. I mean, there is no limit with this design at all. Tails are your issue. Yeah. I like to do dovetails, but I also just like to do the angle too. Think it just depends on what kind of ribbon. If I'm using like, if it's like cheap ribbon, I definitely don't do the dovetails because it always starts looking funky. Um, okay, Debbie, come back. We'll see you in a minute. Oh, Lady Rivers, good. I'm so happy to hear you've been trying to do a little bit more crafting. That means you're feeling better. I like that. I like that. That must make you feel good to get back and craft again. Oh, you're back. Okay, Debbie. I am just telling you, I am getting behind on the messages, but we'll get there. I know people don't like when I'm looking at the messages, but it is what it is. I have to like stay on top of these. Okay, so we have that loops on the right, and now I'm going to do the loop on the left. So since I have the loop on the right, I'm going to add my tail on the left. And I'm going to twist, do that 180 twist, and I'm just gauging off my previous loop. And I'm going about a 1/2 inch, or you could do it, whatever. You're just tapering down with every loop that you're doing. And that's why this is just a great bow, because you don't have to measure it. You don't have to be exact or anything like that. And then we're going to dovetail this side. And when we start fluffing, I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting of the tails again, anyways. I know, Linda. And that's what I tell them. I tell them that. I say, then I just don't think this lives are for you. I mean, because this is what we're doing. We're chatting and we're answering questions. And if you want to see me get to business, like they say, quit talking and get to crafting. Then you've got my tutorials you can watch. You can, and I won't be blabbing. I'll just strictly be talking about the tutorials. Okay, so now we have our second 1.5, and let's do a couple more. Um, I need some more ribbon here. Let's do a black and white stripe. Let me grab this black and white stripe over here. Even though I have a whole laundry basket full of ribbon, I don't think I have any that I want to use that's in there. I'm gonna go grab my black and white real quick. Right back. Oh, and you can mix up any patterns, combinations, anything that you want. All right, so now we are going on the third ribbon now, starting the tail on the side with the loop. This is a fun summertime one if you're doing like a bee theme or something like that. And now, since we already did the first set, we went a 1/2 inch. Now for this next set, we're gonna taper again. We're gonna go another 1/2 inch shorter and clipping our tails. Sorry, I'm missing. Yeah, Patricia. I'm gonna have my coffee. You're cutting your mesh while you're watching, Shannon. What are you making? What are you working on next? And Debbie, you don't ever have to be quiet, friend. We love it when you're chatting with us. And no, I get it, Linda. I totally understand. You're not being mean. Yes, Shannon, they say it all the time. I get a lot of messages like that on my YouTube channel. I got one the other day with I think it was the patriotic one we did. Oh yeah, that patriotic one that we did. She didn't like that I was talking and she wanted me to craft. Um and you're right, you can't please everybody, Patty. You got that right. You got to have a tough skin when you're on social media because you get it all. And that's okay, because you know what? All it's doing is it's helping your channel, and it's, well, at least on Facebook, it's just helping with engagement. So keep those nasty messages coming. I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. And Rebecca says going through live videos and just happened to see you crafting. Yay, Rebecca. Or is it Rebecca? Or Rebby Caris. Thank you, friend. I'm so glad you found me. Aw, Lady Rivers. So sweet. Let me do the heart. That's so sweet. I appreciate all of you, and you have all just been such a blessing in my life and supported me on this journey. And I just can't believe how much this community has grown, and it's just so fun, and everybody's so supportive of everyone. And now we have the loop. This is our next set of 1.5s, and then we'll stop here. But you get the picture. You could keep going and going and going. I just like to kind of make it even if I'm doing the even amount of loops on each side. So this next one, I have the loop on the right. So I start with my tail on the right, and I'm doing my 180 twist, and I'm coming about a half an inch from this loop right here, the last loop we did, and I'm finishing it off with my dovetail. And I love how everyone either has a neighbor, or they've lived there, or they've been there, from all the people that pop in from all over the place. I love that. I love that so much. Yes, I love that everyone interacts with each other, and I think it's great. And Shannon's doing a sunflower, some petal with a sunflower sign. And you burned yourself, friend. Ow. I've been so lucky, but that is my biggest fear, of burning myself with that. Bye, Lady Rivers. Have a good night, friend. You'll answer to anyone. I know. Are you okay, Shannon? Was it about like where it bubbled up? Oh, thank you, Lady Rivers. He's over there snoring logs after that walk that he didn't want to go on. And I kind of want to come in with I think 2 more loops just to make it a little bit shorter. So let's just come in with the same ones we did here originally. Let's come in with so we can end it with like a little loop in the middle. So let's come in with some more of this polka dots. And I'm starting my tail on the side that the loop is starting at. And I'm coming shorter than that last loop, about a half an inch. See how we're just tapering in with our loops? And then we're going to end it with 1 more ribbon just to be even on both sides. Oh, good, Shannon. Like I said, I wouldn't know yet with that one, but I've been had some bad ones with the hot glue gun where it blistered up for sure. You thought you were pulling off glue, but it was the blister. Oh my gosh. Ouch. I know the hot glue is no joke. That one makes a serious, serious burn. Okay, let's end it with this little short ribbon here. Or no, I'm gonna end it with a yellow. I have this yellow right here. Let's end it with this. Okay, so now I have my loop on the right. So I'm starting my tail on the right. And I am coming a little bit shorter there. And that's going to be the last ribbon. And like I said, you could keep going and going and going. This bow has no limits. So we have a total of, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 loops on each side. And now we're going to take our floral wire. This is the Bodabra cord that I love to use. At this point, you could just take it off and use a pipe cleaner and a zip tie. I'm using this cord because it's going to be easier to go on my fluffing box when I show you this part. I love this floral cord. It doesn't, I've only broke it one time and I was really pulling, but it's very, very sturdy. It comes in a silver and a gold, and I really, really love it. And of course, I have it linked in my Amazon store, just like I do all the stuff that you see me use here. All right, so we're going to pull out one of my crafting toys, my fluffing box. And I'm just going to pull that super tight. I like to use this, like if you're doing wreaths with a lot of mesh and you're trying to get your bow through or your sign through, you can just use the little plastic embroidery needle and it makes it super easy to attach to get your ribbon through your stuff. And this is starting to bend a little bit there. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So this is the bow fluffing box that you see me use quite a bit. You don't have to use this. I like it. And it has a little eyelet hook. You just wrap. This is why I like using the cord. It makes that part easy. And then it has this nail over here and you just wrap it real tight and it holds that bow for you. Oh, the steam got you. Yeah, that's another bad burn. That one hurts. Okay, so now we're going to start fluffing our bow. And so what I do for this bow is I like to start from the bottom with my tails and work my way up. So I like to spread the tails first. So I'm starting with that first set of tails and I'm just taking it and I do a big tug there. And then I'm coming to the next set of tails and a tug. Next set of tails and you're just spreading those tails. And I'm going to do that same thing on this side, working from the bottom up. Just give it a nice tug. And then I work on the loops from the bottom up. So we got just start fluffing up your loops. And then when we take it off and have it in our hand, we're going to fluff more and trim tails and curl them. But this is just an easy bow. It's a great way to use up scraps of ribbon. And if you like that whimsical kind of flirty bow with different ribbons and patterns, it's just a great bow. All right, so I know it looks funny right now, but we're getting there. Sorry, I am missing all kinds of stuff. Okay, sorry, I just don't want to miss anything. Monkey jumped off. Oh, Debbie says you thought that was your pug, Connie. His name's Monkey. That is so cute. Aw. She's getting some new. And Lori, you gonna stock up on some wreath kits? Linda. Oh, you're going next Friday and hopefully spend a lot of money. Oh boy, get that checkbook ready. I mean, it'll be neat to see everything in person like that. I mean, how exciting. So then I like to like smooth out the divots. Those are those little curves in your bows that get right at the base there. So now at this point, you're going to start curling your tails and then we're going to trim. And this Hobby Lobby ribbon is not as nice as I thought it was. It really doesn't have a lot of wire in it. So it's just kind of flopping. But once we start trimming, it'll start looking better. So once you slide your fingers down your ribbon, it's my favorite part. It starts giving it that finishing touch. And now we're going to start trimming all these tails that are pretty long. See, this first two ribbons were Hobby Lobby, and those are just kind of limp. They're not really doing what I wanted them to do. I thought they had more wire in them. And Turbo is just sawing logs over here. So it's starting to come together, but it still needs a lot of work. So instead of dovetailing, I'm just going to trim them like this. And I'm just trimming. You're just going to get it the way you want. Depending on what you're making. That's up to you how long you want your tails. Now, if this ribbon was cooperating or was a little bit better, it would be, you'd really see that daisy stuff popping through, but it's just laying there limp. So at this point, you're just literally just trimming your tails and just getting it the way you want. So pretty much you get the point. Let me trim this one a little bit more, what a stacked ribbon bow is. Now this one, I do have a step-by-step tutorial on my channel. Let me try to push that other ribbon. This one, that's the daisy ribbon doesn't want to stay. It's good if you were going to do a regular bow, maybe nothing like this. Because I mean, once it's on your wreath, it's going to look pretty. It's not standing up, that bottom ribbon. But this is a fun, just super fun, whimsical bow. It's a great way to use up all your, ribbon scraps that you might have. Yes, Shannon, this was it. This is the one that got me inspired with bows. I remember you were saying I can't. I said you can do this. Trust me, this is like the easiest bow. And now you're making gorgeous bows all the time. I love it. We've all grown in our bow making journey. So this is this one, okay? And yes, Lori, make sure you take lots of pictures. I want to see what that warehouse looks like. That is going to be a good time. Everyone's good, Lori. Thanks for asking. Yes, I got Mr. Turbo's snoring logs over here. Didn't want to go on his walk. I had to force him. Okay, so this is number one bow. I know I'm getting little, I feel like my phone, is the lighting okay? It looks like super dark. And I have a feeling that on the settings, the brightness went down on my phone. So hopefully I'm not super dark. Okay. And all right, so this is bow number one. And like I said, I do have this step-by-step tutorial. Some of my tutorials you got to scroll down because I've done them a couple seasons ago. Um, but this was around when I did the carrot. Like Shannon said, this was the one that she learned. Shannon had bought when I sold my carrot wreath kits. She bought a kit from me and I had all the bows. And my husband was so cute. He made little bow makers that I gave with the kits in case somebody didn't have a bow maker. And yeah, that was fun. Okay, thanks, Patty. Thanks, everyone. Sandra. It just looks dark on my phone, and it could be my glasses or smudged. I don't know. As long as it's okay there. Okay. Patricia, thank you, friend. I've been working outside, and I'm one of those people that get dark like really fast. And literally, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I've been working outside, weed eating like crazy. And we had a very hot spell in California where it was in the high 80s, like 90 for a week. And I chose the hottest week to be working outside. So yeah, I got a lot of sun. And thank you. I appreciate that. And I need to get my passport renewed. Was there, oh, couldn't cross. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to move on to another bow. So that's stacked ribbon bow. And I want to mention you can also do this. I think I mentioned it earlier. You could do all 2.5s. You could do all 1.5s. You can add some 5/8, some 7/8, whatever. Just keep tapering down as your loops. Okay. So there's bow number one. One of my favorites. I love that. And like I said, it's a great way to use up ribbon. Okay, so now let's do another one. And this one is going to be if you want like a big kind of statement bow, this is a good recipe for that. You're just looking for like a real big, fun, kind of fluffy bow with lots of tails. That's the one we're going to do next. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Hey, Courtney. Hi, friends. Welcome. We're just over here playing with ribbon and making some bows. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Lori, where's Carl? Tell Carl to take him out. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Carl. You know we love you, Carl. Oh. Oh, you're welcome, Phyllis. You're welcome. I know you guys we all agreed last week that this is what we were going to do. So I said, okay, that'll be fun. And that'll give me another week to think about what we're going to do next week. Cause like I said, I've been busy going through all my stuff. Okay, so let's do this next one. Let's do like let's see, let's do like a ocean kind of inspired one. Let me pull out some different ribbons that I pulled out because, I know I'm getting ready for my ocean inspired wreaths. These are some things. Let's see here. I just pulled out some different ones. Yes, Betty, that's Courtney with Southern Owls, and she is a wreath maker. She's so fun. I started following her on TikTok, and she inspired me. I think I've told you this, Courtney, that you inspired me to go live as well because I used to just your TikToks are so fun and I thought, "Oh my gosh, I need to go live. I need to figure this live business out." And Courtney sells a lot of kits and yes, she is super fun and you could follow her on all the places. And yes, Courtney, you're just so fun. You and Lindsay, I just love love your group and Courtney invited me to be a designer in their group. So I'm going to be going live in their group in June, and I'm very excited about that. Okay, so let's see here. Let's do something. I'm just trying to think what I want to use some better ribbon on the bottom. Let's do we also got this burlap ribbon, which I love. I love a good burlap ribbon. Let's have some fun with a burlap. Let's do that. Let's do, and we can always do a couple of these too. Let's do the burlap and this. This will be the our next one. Yeah, she is fun. I still want to do the like when you throw, I love how when you throw the wreaths up and you catch it. Haven't quite figured all that stuff out, Courtney. I'm telling you, all that technical stuff is just it's been a learning curve for me, and I need to, start stepping up my TikTok game. I always get like kind of burned out by the time I get to TikTok, so I just throw up like one of my normal reels. But I need to start being more creative and getting having because every platform has a different vibe, and TikTok is definitely has that funner kind of doing fun things. And I got to start learning some of the features and all that, and I got to start going live on TikTok, which I haven't yet, but I'll get there. I will get there. Okay, so this one, like I said, would be like a big kind of like statement bow, and you could do this for any season of the year. And this one would be like, say you want nice flowing tails and some big loops, and you're making, a wreath, and you want that big kind of statement bow. This is one that I like to do for that. Okay. It is hard to be everywhere. It gets exhausting trying to stay up with all the platforms. So I kind of fizzle out by the time I get to Instagram and TikTok, but I'm trying to get back in the TikTok groove because I am monetized on TikTok. So I need to start like, putting more work into it and trying to make some money off TikTok. Okay. So you have enough trouble on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. Debbie, I still am dying when what was it? When I was live on Facebook and you thought it was Thursday you thought you were on YouTube, and then your days got mixed up because that still is so funny to me. Okay, so this one you're going to do just the long, because we want long flowy tails for this. So let's just do like a long tail. And we're going to use this burlap. And this one, we're going to start with 6 loops. And let's do 6-inch loops. You could do whatever size you want. We're just going to be tapering down like the last bow. But for the sake of this live, I'm going to go just a tiny bit larger than 6. And this might get really thick here with this. This might not have been the best choice for this, but let's make it work because I love burlap. I ran out of my 1.5-inch burlap ribbon, which I loved. I need to get some more of that. This is a go-to of mine. They always have it on sale in the fall section at Hobby Lobby. And when it gets clearanced out, I always grab it. Oh, nice, Courtney. That'll be fun. I just haven't really sat down and really like learned the features of TikTok. And I just need to really like focus on it, and that just takes time. And I think that's the hardest thing is just finding the time to really focus on it. I start getting caught up, the YouTube takes up so much time, and then the Facebook, and then so I really, this summer will be a good time to do all that when things slow down on everybody's out enjoying their summertime and social media starts slowing down a little bit. It's a good time for me to start focusing on things like that because I have a lot of things I gotta work on and the back end stuff, and that'll be a good time for all of that. Hi Tracy, welcome. It sure is because they're all so different. I mean, they all have different features, and yes, I finally have been given a little bit more love to Instagram because to me, Instagram's the hardest one to grow. It's so slow. And I would almost get to this one point and then I would lose some followers and then I would get a couple more. It doesn't grow like Facebook, but I've been trying to give it a lot more love because, we have to work all the platforms because some people are only on one type of platform. Okay. So we have these three loops, and boy, is that thick. Yes. Teresa, woo, thank you for the sparkles for 2 jewels. Yes, Patty, I am with you. Yay, Tracy. I'm so glad that you found us here, that you made it. I try to go live every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we've been pretty good so far. I've been been able to keep it going, and which has been great. Yes, I know, Courtney. Instagram is very annoying. I'm just like, I don't see how people have I mean, it's just crazy. It grows so slow. But I finally have been noticing I've been picking up about 10 new followers. So I'm just plugging away. But yeah, it is annoying. Okay, so we did the three loops, okay, on each side. I will not leave here, Linda, I promise, because YouTube is my favorite platform, and this is the platform that I give the most love to. I love YouTube. And I love what we're doing here and what we're building. And yes, I will not leave YouTube, I promise. And yeah, it's a lot, Betty. That is it all gets so confusing, but you just got to learn one platform at a time and then move on to the next. 10 followers is a win. I love that. Yes. Yeah, I considered it a win because I was trying to get to I think I'm at I I was trying to get to 4,200, which would, how you get those certain goals. And it was just like weeks would go by and I just needed like a couple more and I just couldn't get it. And then finally I hit it and then I had unfollows and I was like, oh my gosh. So now I think it went over by, I don't know what it is, 4215 or something. So I've been like seeing a little momentum going. So I'm like, okay, let's keep that going. Nicole, see, I'm here for you, girl. Because some people are only here on YouTube. And yes, and I just, like I said, I love YouTube and it's my favorite. So this is the one that I give the most love to. Okay, so we have our three loops on each side. So this first one we're going to keep here. And then the next one we're going to go up and the other one at the bottom. So instead of bringing that up, this is staying in the middle and the other two are going up and down. And this is going to be a little thick, but that's okay. We're going to have the nautical beach vibe here. Like I said, this be like if you want to do like a big statement bow with some flowing tails. You just kind of got to show the loops who's boss and put them in their place. So we've got the tail ended on our right side. So I want to start this next tail on the left side. And now we're going to do 5 loops. Ooh, this is pretty. I've had this for a while. Ooh, I like this. It's another burlap. And now I'm just going to taper a tiny bit shorter. You could do it the same if you want as the other loops, but I'm literally going to almost do the same, but just come in a tiny, tiny bit shorter. Yes, I do too, Phyllis. It is a beautiful burlap. Because I'm going to be starting on my ocean, some nautical themed wreaths. I have a couple that I wanted to do that I couldn't get to last year, that aquarium one that I keep telling you all about. I had a follower that asked me if I've ever done one, and I didn't even know what those were. And I got on Pinterest, and they're so cute. And I bought all the stuff last year, and I just ran out of time. So I want to try to get to that. So now we're doing 5 loops. The first one was 6, and this one is a 5. And this, boy, this is going to be really thick. And we're doing that 180 twist, and now we're just making the loops. Once you get that first one, you just use the loops as your judge, as your gauge for the next ones. Well, that's what I wondered too, Debbie. And then when I got on Pinterest, I was like, whoa, it's a whole thing. It looks like an aquarium. You've got your fish, and you've got all the plants and the anything that looks like it would be part of a reef or the ocean reef. And it just is so cute with the little fish floating. And yeah, I couldn't find the right fish. I got all the plants and stuff. I think I still have them all. Where are they? I have a whole bunch here. Yeah, like you just use all kinds of fun. This was all the stuff I got for that. But just like all kinds of, any flowers that look like that could be in the ocean and just fun stuff. Stuff like this. And yeah, I remember I had fun shopping for it. I just didn't quite get to it. And that's usually what I do is I'll start with the stuff I couldn't get to the following season because I always have big plans and I never quite can get to everything. Oh, Lisa, it's much better. Thank you for asking. I know that one live, I was really struggling. It hurts so bad. I can't even remember what I did now. See, that's what happens when you get old. You don't even remember how the injury started. I'm trying to remember what I did for my shoulder to hurt like that. Hi, Tabasu. Did I miss you coming in? Sorry, I'm trying to keep up on my messages. Okay. All right. So now we have the 5. And now we're going to keep that loop there and we're going to spread the love around here with our 5 loops. It's like this thick. Holy smokes. If this doesn't work out with this ribbon, we might have to revisit it with some thinner ribbon. Okay, so now we are, hey Betty, hi friends. You bought some items from a lady I got several things from. She sold me the bow maker for, oh my goodness, you got a deal, Betty. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Betty, for reminding everybody. If everyone can hit this like button, it helps me and my channel. And now we're coming in with the last ribbon. So we're using 2.5 inch, 1.5 inch. Yes, Betty. Thank you for reminding everybody. And there always is a lot of silent watchers, and that's okay. We love silent watchers. But if you are, well, there's also we have analytics on our YouTube channel that we can refer to, and there is a lot of people. It'll show you what percentage of people follow your channel or watch your channel and are not subscribed. So there are, if all those people that watched and would subscribe, it would just help us out so much. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right down below. It really helps us and our channel. We want YouTube to push our content out to more people, and just hit that subscribe button. Super easy. Just tap. Actually hit a big milestone today. I want to share with everybody. I have been really just pushing hard for this milestone. And, it's not a fast growth over here on YouTube. And I've been pushing and pushing and doing all the things. And I hit 50,000 subscribers today. And I am thrilled. It is a huge milestone. I am halfway to the silver play button, and that is a special plaque that you get from YouTube when you hit 100,000 subscribers. And it's a very exciting milestone in a YouTuber's journey. And I am, that is like my goal. I want that plaque so bad. And I mean, it did take me 4 years to get to 50,000. So I don't know if it's going to take me another 4 years, but I just wanted to say that I am thrilled to hit that milestone today. I've been watching it and it just was creeping up, and finally I got there today. Thank you everyone, and thank you for being a part of this journey with me. It just means so much. Oh my gosh, PJMP says they won a fishing tournament. You're the official master. Wow, friend, congratulations. That is so exciting. Thank you, Betty. Thank you so much, friend. I have just really learned a lot on this journey. And yeah, I mean, if you watched some of my earlier tutorials, I mean, they're rough. I'm not going to lie. I mean, but I like to go back to those because it reminds me of how far I've come on this journey. So, and you got to start somewhere, right? I mean, not every tutorial is going to be perfect, and you learn and you grow with each one that you do. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate that so much. Vito decided he wanted to play. Imagine that, huh? At least he's not all wet from the snow anymore. And well, I hope he's doing good, Lori, with the new medicines that the doctor put him on. Thank you, everyone. It was just a very, very exciting day. I was like, finally, I hit it. Okay, so this last one, and like I said, this is like super thick, but hopefully it's still going to be pretty when we fluff it out. If not, we're gonna end up going back to some of this thinner ribbon, because I'm telling you, it's like that thick right now. Yes, yes, Betty. Oh my gosh, I was petrified to go. I never would show my face ever. I was so nervous. I wouldn't even take pictures with a wreath with me in it. And then finally, I decided I'd see everybody with their, pictures and holding the wreath. And, I finally just stepped out of my comfort zone and decided to go on camera, or at least, well, it started with just on sharing, like me holding a wreath versus just the wreath. And then the live has just done wonders for my growth. And I was so nervous to go live that first time. My heart was beating so fast. And I just have so much fun now. It's actually my favorite thing. And my friend Shannon on here was a huge she encouraged me so much. I would watch her lives and ask her all kinds of questions about I just wanted to go live, but I was so nervous. I didn't know how to do it. And she was a big part of me going live. She always said, you need to go live. Like, your followers are going to love it. And once I finally figured it out, thanks to Shannon answering a lot of questions for me. So thank you. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you, Shannon. I know these lives get a little out of hand. Okay, so this one, because I just start gabbing too much, but that's what it is. I can't help it. I don't get to gab. I'm here when I do my tutorials, I'm in a room, there's no one around. So sometimes you need some friends to talk to. Okay, so we did our 6 loops on the bottom, then we did 5, and then this was our little 4 loop here. We have 2 and 2, and we're doing this little one in the center, and this is that directional ribbon. So I'm going to probably end up flipping this one. I'll just flip it now because this is that, so it's facing the right way. And now we're going to take off this huge, huge stack. And you know what? With this one, I'm going to do a zip tie. I'm not going to do this. I'll just start it with this cord, and then I'm going to do a zip tie to try to get it a little bit tighter here. Oh, somebody's in the kitchen. So guess who woke up from his bed? He's our kitchen sweeper. He patiently awaits for any crumb to fall off the counter when anybody's in the kitchen doing anything. Oh, thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. And you all just make this journey so much fun. I mean, I'm glad that I have fun followers with a great sense of humor, and we just have so much fun. And yes, Shannon is fantastic, and Shannon's starting to go live a little bit more. And I'm excited. I joined her last live, and I think she's going to start trying to go live once a week or once every other week. And it's just fun to watch something come together in real time. And let's see, Peggy, I am in Central California, right smack in the middle of the valley. Well, maybe I can make this work here. Actually, I'm getting it to scrunch down a little bit more here. I'm telling you, this Bodabra cord is great. All right, Shannon, well, we will be there for you. Alone by Mimi's from Vegas. Ooh, I bet it's getting hot. Yes, and that's what I love about Facebook or about YouTube is that the lives are on here. They don't go away after 30 days. So if you miss it, you can always go back and catch the replay anytime. Okay, so this one is our big statement one. And I'm not going to put this on the fluffing box because we already kind of showed those loops. We put them in their spot. So let's just kind of hold it and get everything fluffed out, which is always the fun part. You always want to take your time when it comes to fluffing out a bow because you want to, it takes time to get all the loops fluffed out, to get it looking the way that you want. But when it's in that bow maker is when you really want to put the loops in the spot. It just saves time when you're fluffing out this monstrous bow here. I mean, I'm talking this thing is big. And maybe the burlap wasn't the best choice for this bow to show you the type, but I think once we get it fluffed out, it'll be just fine. And this one is another tutorial that I have on my channel. This I think I did it was a Christmas one, last Christmas. And it's with all the thinner ribbons. So it's a lot easier to work with when you have the thinner ribbon. I just thought it'd be fun to do the burlap for a nautical theme here. But it's taken a lot of maneuvering with this ribbon because things kind of shifted a little bit too when I added that cord. But you just got to get everything back in its place. Get your bows or your loops fluffed out. I might do another one of these real quick with just regular ribbon. So you can maybe see it if we have a little time after my next one. It's just very thick to work with. Y'all gonna be surprised when you see me doing a tutorial. We'll never, Betty. Oh. Yeah, Shannon goes live on Facebook and then she posts the lives on her YouTube. Which that's another thing I haven't quite figured out how to I think I figured it out the other day downloading a live. I've got to look on my downloads and see if it worked. Okay, I know you can't really see what I'm doing here because I got everything turned around. But we're starting, you can get the picture. This just kind of shifted down, this one in the middle. But this, and then what we're going to do is, of course, curl your tails like you do everything else. And let's go ahead and get some dovetails going on here. But yeah, this is a fun one. If you have like a big wreath and you want to have a big bow. Or you want a big statement. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm fluffing away, but that's all part of it to get everything the way you want. Okay, so there we go. There's that. Okay, so there's that. So you can do any kind of color combinations. You could do any size loops. I just tapered down. I started at the 6 inch, which is back here with the burlap up here. And of course, when it's on a wreath, you're going to see those other loops. And then we did 6, 3 on each side. Then we did 5, and this one is 4. And then we did the little one in the middle, and that gave us that little look in the middle there. Thank you, Penny. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yes, most of the ribbon I like to use is the wired ribbon. I do have some where I use unwired ribbon, but the wired ribbon makes the nicer looking bows. But you can do, it just depends on what kind of look you're going for. Cause that you can do that like shabby kind of chic where you have the satin ribbon that's not wired and it looks really cute too. It all just depends on what you're doing, what you're making. Okay, so this is we have our stacked ribbon bow. We did here. And then we have our more of a like a big statement bow with the flowing tails. And now we're going to do one of my favorite bows. And remember, if you whether you want to refer back to this live, all of what I'm showing you, I have step-by-step tutorials on my YouTube channel. Okay, so now we're going to do my another bow that I love. It's called a 333 is what I call it. Okay, so there's that. And I might just use this. I'll just probably keep this bow and use it for when I'll make some sort of beach themed wreath and I'll use this bow. So nothing goes to waste, friends. I love that. Reusing stuff. Okay. The center loop was just Linda. It was just we were just tapering down every loop. Like this one was just slightly over 6, and then we went a little tiny bit smaller, not much. And then we went, it looks like about a half an inch. We did the 2 loops on each side. And then I just did a loop in the middle. And because this was directional ribbon, I twisted that loop to get the shells facing the right way. And so we just did a little loop in the middle. You could do it however big you want. Usually, if you put 2 to 3 fingers in it, it's a good size. Once you don't want to do it too small because you want to be able to for it to really see that loop in the center. Okay. So now we're going to do this is my favorite one. Let's do let's do let's see. We'll save that. I still have some of this. This is I call it a 333, and you've probably seen me do this in my tutorials because it's one of my favorite bows too. I love working in odd numbers, and I think it looks so pretty in a bow when you work in the odd numbers. And this one I call it a 333. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up in messages. Okay. So yeah, the set Nicole with the center loop, we did the 2 loops on each side. And then when we came to the center, we just did a little, like picture this was at our center. We were getting ready to do our center. I'm just twisting it. And the tail was over here when we started and we did the 2 loops, and now we're getting ready for the center part. And if you want, you could just put your 3 fingers in there or 2 fingers to kind of gauge it. Maybe more like 3 fingers wide would be a good gauge. And then ooh, it's a bug. It's hard to believe I'm a country girl. And you would just end the tail down here, and then you have that center loop, just like that. Just one little loop. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now we're going to do a 3-3-3, and let's do another, let's see, like maybe another ocean theme. You could shut the door too if you want. Let's do, so this one you could do with same thing, all 2.5, all 1.5. You can combine the 2.5 and the 1.5, which is what I'm going to do right now. So let's do this. We'll do 2 2.5s and 2 1.5s. And this is a easy go-to bow. I love this bow. Just like I said, I like working in odd numbers. And this bow always seems to never disappoints. Hi, Marissa. Welcome, friend. Welcome. We are just playing with ribbon. We are making bows. We did a stacked ribbon bow, and we did a bigger kind of feature bow. Okay, so this one, I know, Patricia. I'm telling you, and I live in the country. I shouldn't be like that with a bug. I mean, we got bugs everywhere. But oh my gosh. Okay, so this one, let's do, okay. Oh, it's so humid today. This one we'll do another, or we could do a 4th of July. Since we just did an ocean, let's do like a 4th of July one and see what that one looks like. I haven't quite got to play with these ribbons yet. So hopefully, these are some Costco ribbon, or these 3 were. You keep raiding business, so you get it. I'm telling you, I'm acting like I'm a city girl out here with one little bug. And it is getting to be that time of year. Like I said, I haven't used this ribbon yet. Turbo, are you stuck outside? Not sure what I think of it, but let's see. Okay, let's give it a try. Bye, Tracy. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Okay, so this, yeah, I think I got this last year, this stuff, and this one was from Michael's. Okay, so this one, just like it sounds, 3-3-3. So we're just making 3 loops. We're working in odd numbers. And we're just making our 3 loops. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'll tell you what size we're doing. Let's do, we'll do start with the 6 inches because that always seems to be a good starting loop. And I'm going to do 3 loops. It's not the best ribbon, but I like it. Sometimes you get really good luck with Costco, and sometimes it's not that great. But I really like the print on it. All right, so we did our 3 loops. You could do any size tail. Bye, Peggy. You're welcome. See you next time, friend. Oh, so happy, Tracy. Hope to see you back every Thursday. Okay, so this one, what I do is I bring the first tail to the top, get some of this stuff out of our way, and the other tail to the bottom, and I spread these loops. So this is what it looks like so far. And this I'm just going to cut shorter because we don't need that long thing. So that's all that is, okay? So we have tail at the top, we have our 3 loops, and then the other tail I can bring to the bottom. So now, since I'm doing the tail was on the left, I want to do the tail on this next tail is going to be on the right. Now this ribbon I like. This ribbon feels pretty good. We start getting spoiled with our when we get better ribbon, and then when we use the ribbon that's not so good, it's like, ooh, I'm turning into a little ribbon snob here. But it's always fun to mix like good ribbon with not so good ribbon. You can always do that good ribbon with your first layer, and it kind of helps hold up your whole bow if you have other ones that aren't as good. Cow blocked you in the barn, breathing wild onions in your face, Deb. So this one, I'm going to go just a little bit shyer, a little bit smaller, like it seems to be our general rule here of how we're doing it. Not that much, just a tiny bit. And it's just like it sounds, 333. We're doing that same thing over and over. And now we can just use our loops that we already have. We don't have to measure anything. Just coming a little bit shorter, the same distance on all the loops, however shorter you want to go. And do our next 3 there. And this tail's coming up. And this one was the one we started with, is coming down. So what happens is we're making a pattern with this one. And so we have our 1 loop here, and then the 2 loops come on each side, and then the other side is exact opposite. Actually, this one's going to go up, and this one's coming down. And so this one has the opposite, has this 2 pattern one, the checked or the what do you call that? A plaid pattern. And then this one's here in the center. So you see how it's just the opposite? And we're going to continue pattern. And now we're going to switch to this. Hopefully this is going to work okay with this ribbon. I haven't used this before. And now I'm going to, since I started the tail on this other side, I'm going to come to the side with this tail. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're down here or on the side, it's all going to end up the same. And then same thing. And this looks like it's 2-sided, maybe. No, it's 1-sided. I don't know how well this is going to work, but this doesn't have a lot of wire in it. And now I'm just going to continue going a little bit smaller. Same thing, 3 loops. Using my loop that I did before as my gauge for how much smaller I'm coming. bring this one up, this one down. And then now we're doing the same thing. We're creating that same effect with our 1.5 inch ribbon. This is just more silky and it's not as easy to work with this pattern that I'm doing. You eat too much when watching videos. It's like a movie, Linda. You're like at the movies. Ah, yes, we're doing the one where the tail goes up and the one tail comes down, Debbie. So this one, now I'm going to start on the other side since we already started on that one side. And this is the first time I've used this ribbon too. And if this gets too floppy, we're going to do this in another more wired ribbon, but I think it's still going to be pretty. And now I'm just going a little bit smaller than that blue loop. Same thing. We're doing 3 loops. Yeah, this is very silky, which I like it. It's pretty. It's just doesn't have as much wire in it than the other ones. Okay. So this one's going up, this one's coming down. And then we created that same pattern. We have the 2 reds with the blue in the middle. This one, we have the 2 blues with the red in the middle. So that was our 3 3 3 3 bow. All right. Hi. Hello, Cannon. Welcome. Welcome. And I just want to mention if everyone could give this live a thumbs up, it really helps me and my channel. YouTube will hopefully push my content out to more people, which is what we want as creators here on this platform. And I would really appreciate it if you could just, you hear us all like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. It all helps in the algorithm. And I would really appreciate that. And if you are watching, and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. You can hit that subscribe button right down below. I release new tutorials every week where I'm not talking like this. You are just seeing my hands. You're seeing me create something, a wreath, some sort of new petal technique. And it's a step by step. You could pause, you could fast forward. This is a live where we have a lot of fun and we're building a community. I can answer any questions real time, and I go live once a week. So, and you can always watch the replays of the lives. And I would love to have you in my community. Okay, so now we're getting ready to fluff this one out. This is our 3 3 3. Okay, we need to quit talking about food because I still have to go to the gym. I'm not very thrilled about going tonight, but I've got to force myself. The one thing that gets me through going is I know my treat is sitting in the sauna at the end of my workout, and I just love that. It's like my favorite part. So that kind of motivates me to go, thinking how nice it's going to be to sit in that sauna. Okay. So this is definitely one of my go-to bows. I love this bow. It is a little floppy with the silky ribbon, but we're just going to make it work. And these scissors definitely need to be sharpened. So now we just, same thing, we just start fluffing. You go shorter, floppy ones. And you just start fluffing up all those loops. Usually start from the bottom, working my way up. And this is just, I don't know, I love this bow. It's a just a go-to recipe for me. I love working in the odd numbers, and I like the just whimsical looking bows. And this one just always does it for me. That's why you see me use this in a lot of my designs, but and you can use different combinations of this bow. You can do just still working in the odds, like, I'll show you next where we do a 3 by 3, but you could put like you could put your tails on one side and not do like alternate the tails. And that one has a really neat look too. If you're trying to like taper your tails down one side of your wreath. And that's what I did on my grapevine one that I did. And I really love that effect. It was fun to keep the tails on one side and not have them flowing on both sides. So it just depends on what you're making and what look that you're after. But working in odd numbers is, I like it. I like the look of it. And of course, if you have some better looking ribbon that's not so, the better ribbon you have, the better your bow's going to look. This ribbon is not very good, especially it's just not very good quality ribbon. That's all. You never know what you're going to get at Costco. And I'm not complaining because you can use not so good ribbon and mix it with good ribbon. I'm just saying it really flips up nicely when you have really good ribbon and everything stays in its spot. But that would be a 333. Super easy. This tutorial is on my channel too. Nicole, it just means or how I decide, it just kind of depends on what wreath I'm doing. And that's how I decide what type of bow. So like I would do no, Linda, I yes, that's what I mean. 3 loops. So I'm working in all 3 loops. The only thing I'm doing is tapering them a little bit smaller, and I'm bringing one tail up and one tail down. So there you see our 4 different ribbons, which is the 4 tails at the bottom. And then you have the 4 tails at the top. And then this one, of course, you can make the tails short at the top and you can do long tails at the bottom. You just decide on what you're doing and how, what kind of bow you're trying to do. And yeah, Nicole, I just decide on like what I'm making. So like if I was making like this bow, I think always looks good on most things. But say you have like a bigger wreath and you need a bigger bow. So I would probably go with something more like this. Say I had a 12-inch sign and I was doing like that. I don't know if you watched the live where we did the on the preloaded wreath form, the 15-inch with the blue and white and the yellow. And that one turned out huge. So like a big bow like this would be good for something like that. Um, yeah, just depending on what you're doing. This one you could do a smaller version, you could do a couple up top, one at the bottom, you could do longer tails as well. So it just depends on what you're making. And let me show you another one that I did that I like to do where we keep the tails on one side. He wanted to go play and hit the phone. Hey, welcome back, Phyllis. And make sure. Okay, so let's do let me see if I have enough. I got ribbon everywhere right now. Let me show you an example of let me just think about which ones to use. You don't, it just takes practice. That's all. Trust me, friends. Like, Connie, I used to suck big time at bows and I was so nervous to do bows. It just takes practice. And once you start learning different techniques, then you can just, then you know them in your head and then you can just apply the techniques. Now, here's another easy one. Okay. I'm going to show you an easy one that you're going to be like, what? That I didn't realize that it could be that easy. Now, how about this? Remember how I told you I like to work in odd numbers? Well, how about a 1, 1, 1, a 1 by 1 by 1? Let's do that. And that one turns out pretty too. And it's like you can't mess this one up. It's one loop on each side. That's it. Just like a regular bow. So it's kind of the same concept of the odd number in a way. Let's do like this. Let's do a 6-inch loop, and all we're doing is one loop. Easy breezy, right? One loop on each side. And you can decide if you want this tail up or you want this tail down. Let's put it up. Okay, let's do that. I like when the tails go up. That's it. One loop on each side. The first tail's down, the second tail's up. And now we're going to start, since our tails start on the left, let's start this one on the right. Let's do this. And this one, that's all we're doing is the one loops, the one loop. This one, I'm just I think I just kept it around the same size. Yeah. And then we're ending this loop up top. Same thing. Tail down here, tail up here. One loop on each side. Once again, it's just like we're working in odd numbers. And this one could be like think of it like a crisscross, like criss cross applesauce. Or let's go this way. We can crisscross it in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. And let's do the next one. Like you could stop right here if you want, and you can, it's still a pretty bow with just all you're doing is loops, single loops. That's it. It doesn't have to be super extravagant. And let's do one more. Let's do this one over here. Another single loop. I've actually been doing a lot of these single loop ones, and I really like the single loops. You said applesauce the same time? Shannon, we are connected. I'm telling you. Hi, Lisa. Yes, definitely good ribbon is the way to go for sure. And like I said, it's always good to, let's do one more. Or we can keep it like this. Um, it doesn't have to, you can always use good ribbon as your base. And then add in the cheap ribbon too. But yeah, once you start using good ribbon, you kind of get a little spoiled. This one, yes, I just kept the loops all the same size. And I'll show you the different, Lisa, the different ones that we've done so far. We're just making some bows here. And where is my, there it is. And this one, that's all as we did was the single loops. Uh-oh, Turbo's outside, scratching at the gate. And then you could end with one in the middle. But I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an example that you could do just basic ones too. You don't have to have some crazy bow every time. Or you could just do two, or you could just do one. Probably should have done one more to even out the tails on each side. And I didn't put the pipe cleaner in, so it's, don't really have something to hang on to here. Just a simple. And then you could put like a little embellishment or something in the middle. So, I mean, that's just doing the single loops on each side, bringing a tail up, a tail down, or you can bring all the tails down too. Just an example. This one I would use if I was doing an embellishment or something in the middle, like a flower or something. Where's all my, anyway, I was going to pull a flower out and kind of show you what it looked like in the middle, but you get the picture. That's just a super, just easy, like, you know. So let's see, we've got our big granddaddy. You're making something big. We've got our 333, 333. We've got our stacked ribbon bow, which almost looks like the 333, but this is all individual pieces. And let's see here. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you. And the most, I do have a lot of these step-by-step tutorials on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to think another one we could do. Oh, there's another one that I like to do with just a single ribbon. But yeah, I like this one, like I said, for, I'm just trying to find the right flower for it. I just wanted to show you what it looks like in the middle. Let's do this, a hydrangea. This one would be pretty if you had, because a lot of my bows too, like I like to put stuff in the middle, you know, like that would be cute with a little hydrangea. But this like, look how easy that was, and that could just be, you can use this for any, like an extra bow on your wreath. You could do a bigger version up top. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. Betty's asking, let's see. Betty is asking, have I done one where you place the loops opposite on top of each other. Yes, that was the first one I did, Betty. That is the stacked ribbon bow. That's what this one was. It's just this daisy ribbon is not really holding its form too good, but that's what this one was. We stacked one, two, three, four, five, six. We stacked eight ribbons opposite each other on top of each other. I called that the stacked ribbon bow. Yep. And I have this tutorial, Betty, on my YouTube channel. I think it was like either last spring, maybe it was last spring. I did the step-by-step tutorial for this one. This was one of my first bows that I learned how to do. And I love the stacked ribbon bow because it's a great way to use any extra ribbon that you might have. Let me think of something else. Oh, I just wanted to show you another one. It's a great one to do with one ribbon, like a one ribbon bow, I guess you could call it. And this one would just be like a try to remember how many loops. I think it's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're doing three loops. The first one, is this one side? Yeah, it's one-sided. So let's just do, let's say this one, let's do like 5.5. We'll start at 5.5. So we're going to start with the 6, which is the 3 loops on each side. Just think of it like that: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this one I have too on my channel. It was a couple Christmases ago I did this one. And this is good if you just want to use one ribbon. You don't want to add different textures or patterns or anything like that. So we're just doing 3 on each side, the same distance. Thank you, Lori. Good night. Say hi to Carl for us. Yes, Betty, that one is one of my favorites. That one's dear to my heart because that's the one that got me excited with making bows. I couldn't make a bow to save the life of me. And then when I learned that stack ribbon bow, I was like, oh my gosh, it was so easy to make a nice looking bow. And this one, we're just using one ribbon. We're not even cutting or anything. So we're just going to keep doing one continuous bow. Always like to keep the one on top in the center and bring the other ones up and down. So there's our 6. And now let's do the 5. I think this is why you use the spool holder. I've never had good luck using that little holder, but let me give it a try here. And just like all the other bows, we're just tapering down a little bit with each new time. Now I'm going to the 5. So there's 1, 2. Hi, Yawa. Welcome. Yes, this is a great bow maker. I have it linked in my Amazon store. It's fantastic. It has it's really long with all the measuring lines. It's been a game changer for me getting a bow maker. I have some other ones that I've got that I have to learn how to use still. Okay, so now we're doing the 5. So we have 3. We got 2 more. And you can also do this one with 2.5-inch ribbon as well. And we're doing the 5th one here. And I like this one because you're not cutting the ribbon. It's just you're just continuing with your same ribbon. And it's just going to have the two tails at the bottom. So now we have our three. This one, I always keep wanting to do that. I like to keep that in the center, bring that one up. And so now we're just making our loops go in the different directions. So you can see how this one is. You have the two here on this side coming on each side of that third one. And this one comes down here. Did we do, how many did we do? I'm getting mixed. I did 5, right? I'm getting mixed up on my loops. 1, 2, 3. Making sure there's the 4. There's the 4. It is a lot of loops. I'm probably just going to stop there with the 4 and let's just end it with the center single one in the center. And this will be our ending tail here. And let me get a pipe cleaner. Debbie, you never have to stop talking. Good night, Betty. Thanks for coming, friend. We'll see you next time. Next time we'll be doing some sort of wreath. And the center one, when you do that single one, is always good because it hides all your hardware. And you just take the time by fluffing out your bow with all the loops. Just a simple one to, if you just want like a single ribbon bow. I feel like I did too many loops. I might have started talking. No, imagine that, me talking and did too many loops, but I think it's all right. But I like this bow. If sometimes you just want something more simple and you don't want to come in with a bunch of different ribbons and all that. And so just doing a single ribbon bow is always fun too. I just got to play around with this to get that tail down a little bit more. And this is where if you have it on the fluffing box, you can really get those tails where you want them to go. Okay, this is what I wanted. I wanted to bring this one up in the center. That was the 5 part because you want it to fill in this gap in the middle between the two, the first set. That's why we did the 5. Anyway, I don't want you to sit and watch me fluff this thing. I'll get them all fluffed up. But that's the part that you don't want to scrimp on is the fluffing of your bows. Just take that time, get all your divots out, get those tails where you want them to go. Okay, this is starting to kind of mess with my head. Let's see, we got three, and I got my two here. I got my three and the three. Yes. So that goes there. This is the one I'm trying to get more in that center up here. This is why we did the five right there. So this one kind of goes up here and fills in that little gap. So that wasn't, that one is pretty simple. It's just think of you're just counting down. 6, 5, 4, and then we did the one. So we skipped the three. We could have done three, but that would have been too much. Too much. It matches my top. It does. You could use it as oh, you know what I could do is I'm going to the I got invited to my sister-in-law's. It's an 80s prom night, and for those of you that grew up in my era, we're having the original flock of seagulls is going to be playing live at this it's kind of like it's hard to explain. It's the neatest club, I guess you could call it, but it's for like old people. And it's almost like you went back in time, and they'll play like all these 80s music and stuff, but they're actually having the flock of seagulls there. It's like a special night, and it's called the 80s prom night. And it is going to be so much fun. We are getting all decked out in our 80s gear. Wear it to the gym. There you go, Linda. I'll be like, yeah, five more. So I think that's all the ones we're going to be making for today. Let's just go over all the ones that we did. Yeah, and you could shape the bottom of the tail. You could just do your little um you just slide your fingers like that. That's always the fun part when everything starts to come to life. So this was our single ribbon. You could do the same thing with 2.5-inch ribbon too. And let me get some of this stuff out of the way. And then we have our stacked ribbon bow here, which, like I said before, I wish I had this daisy ribbon was a little bit better. But once it's on a wreath, you're going to be able to see those loops. But this was the stacked ribbon bow. Let me get it the way it was supposed to go here. Stacked ribbon bow. You can use as many different ribbons as you want. You can just keep stacking and stacking and stacking. And those are doing the loop on one side, the tails on the other, and then doing the opposite as you go, tapering down each ribbon. And we have our little single loop bow here that would look cute with a little embellishment or something in the middle. And then we have our 333, which is one of my favorite go-tos. I love the 333. It's just so fun working in odd numbers and bringing those tails up and the tails down. And then you got this fun, whimsical look. And then we have the big old bow. This one is extra big because I use that burlap ribbon, which is super thick. It, it would form a lot better. It would shape a lot better, I think, if it was the thinner ribbon, but because it's kind of when I pulled the ribbon, this went down a little bit, but you get the picture. You get the general idea. That's the granddaddy. But if you use regular ribbon, it turns out so pretty every time. I'm not saying that this isn't pretty, it's just very thick with this burlap ribbon. And so I hope that this video helped you in your bow making journey. And you can always check out my channel. I actually have all four of these step-by-step tutorials, not this one, but I have all of these on my YouTube channel somewhere, whether it's a couple springs ago. I did this one, a Christmas one last Christmas. This one I have, I think, 2 Christmases ago. This one is one of my, by my spring one where you find the carrot wreaths a couple seasons ago. And this one would be a more recent one last spring. But I really love that in the red, white, and blue. That ended up being really fun with that Costco ribbon. I'll definitely be saving these for some of the future tutorials that I'm working on. And I hope that you all got inspired to pull out your bow makers and make some bows, and thank you. This was a lot of fun. I know we talked about this last week and everybody was excited about doing some different bows. And I hope that you all are going to come join me again next Thursday. And I just want to say really quick, if you're watching and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love if you could just hit that button right down below. It takes you right to my channel. I release new tutorials every week and I go live every week. I've been doing this for 4 years now. So I've gone through a lot of seasons, so you could just scroll through the different seasons and hopefully you'll find something that inspires you, that you want to make. And I will, if you make anything that from my tutorials or you're inspired by anything, you can always share with me in the YouTube community tab, which is a great place to share your pictures. And we love to get inspired with every things that every the community shares. We gain inspiration from each other, and that's what makes it a wonderful, wonderful community. Woohoo! 52 likes today. Oh, Phyllis, I'm sorry. Maybe it's your internet. I don't know. I only froze once on here earlier. Um, what's the best ribbon? Nicole's asking. If anybody has any questions before I go, I'm happy to answer anything. Nicole, that is a very good question. I can't afford to buy that designer ribbon. There is some really fancy designer ribbon that is super expensive. This was the most recent ribbon I bought, and absolutely love this. Super thick. This one, oh, I wanted to show you that one too, but I couldn't. I wanted to show you how you can leave the tails on one side, but we can always do that another time. Uh, have very good luck buying off of Craft Outlet. They have really good quality ribbon. I feel like their ribbon is good. It's just when you start, when you get the Hobby Lobby ribbon, I'm not saying it's all bad, but once you start working with some better ribbon, it's like night and day. So I highly suggest Craft Outlet. They're very affordable. I am going to be shopping a little bit more I was looking at Creek Road Designs, and that's who Courtney is affiliated with. And they had a great selection of ribbon. And so when I get ready to do another order, I'm probably going to check out their ribbon. I also shop at TMI Gifts, and I've had very good luck with their ribbon. I do have a coupon code there. It's HH20. If you ever shop with them, you will receive 20% off with my code. That's just for my followers. So, yeah, I would just suggest trying some different places like that because it really, like Debbie was saying earlier, it really comes out to pretty much the same price, and you're getting better quality ribbon than if you went to Hobby Lobby when it's on sale for 40% off. You're still going to spend, maybe $5, $6 on some ribbon from it all comes out to be about the same, but you're getting a better quality ribbon. So definitely check them out. Once you start working with the better ribbon, it's hard to like go back to the other stuff because it just holds up so much better. And yes, I used to always, when I first started out, was Dollar Tree ribbon, Hobby Lobby, um, Michael's, but all of that gets expensive. So, like I said, once you start shopping and you get the free shipping, usually with like orders of $99, I mean, the ribbon's coming out the same and it's a lot better quality. And your local small businesses have great stuff. That's good to know. We don't have any small businesses that sell stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I would definitely check out some of these family owned businesses. That's why I said I'm excited to order from Creek Road because I was checking them out and they do, because I people always ask me where I shop and I want to add more. I don't like to recommend anything that I don't personally shop there. So I'm gonna start adding testing out some different products. I've heard great reviews from Creek Road Designs and there was a couple other ones in my summit that sold. I'm going to start buying, testing out some things from them, and then I can recommend it. Um, I can recommend that as well. So I'll start adding more to my list, but right now those are my two main ones, my go tos, and but like I said, once you try Better Ribbon, it's hard to go back. And maybe one of these days I'll be able to get some of the designer ribbon that's really, really nice. And I have never shopped off Temu, Connie. I have never tried them. One day I hope to maybe test, buy some stuff, but right now I really need to use what I have before I buy anything else. I did buy a bunch of beach ribbon from Craft Outlet, which I'm excited to use, and I'll be using some of that in my summer designs. And I know I've been wanting to check out Wreaths by Waldo too. Her store isn't actually, well, it's a couple hours away, but I would love to take a trip there. I know she's got beautiful ribbon. But yeah, so there's a lot of fun places you can buy ribbon and just have fun. So I hope that you enjoyed this bow making live tonight and that you'll come back next Thursday and check out. We'll make something, some sort of wreath. Usually I do wreaths, but tonight I decided to just do something a little different. So I hope that you all have a wonderful night and that you'll come. And if you're not following me on Facebook, I'd love to have you on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the things you'll see linked in my description section of all my tutorials. So I hope you have a wonderful night and I will see you all next week. Thanks for watching Holly Hobbies from my heart to yours. Bye.